There is a kind of pain that nobody warns you about. Not the pain of losing someone, the pain of losing yourself while trying to keep them. Years ago, the writer James Baldwin said something that still feels painfully true. One of the hardest things in life is slowly becoming someone else just to be loved by another person. Most people don't notice when it starts happening. It begins with small things. You stay awake waiting for their message. You change your opinions so they won't leave. You become available whenever they need you, even when they are never there for you. Little by little, you stop asking, "Do I even like who I'm becoming?" Because all your attention is focused on one question: how do I make them stay? And without realizing it, you stop living your own life and start living for someone else's approval. Most of us have been there. Maybe you're there right now. You send another message even though they ignored the last one. You start conversations they never start. You make excuses for behavior you would never accept from anyone else. You tell yourself it's love, loyalty, or patience. But slowly, quietly, something changes inside you. You stop chasing a person and start chasing a version of yourself that only feels worthy when they finally choose you. Psychology actually explains why this happens. And when I first understood this, it changed everything. In the 1960s, psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered something fascinating about human behavior. The most addictive reward pattern is not getting rewarded every time. It's getting rewarded only sometimes. A reward that is unpredictable becomes incredibly powerful. One day they text you back immediately. The next day they disappear. One day they're warm. The next day they're cold. And your brain starts chasing that uncertainty. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because your mind begins to associate uncertainty with possibility. It's the same reason people pull the lever on a slot machine one more time. Maybe the next one will be different. Maybe this time I'll finally get what I've been waiting for. Building on this research, social psychologist Elliot Aronson discovered something even more specific. In his gain-loss experiments, he found that people are most drawn to those whose approval feels earned and meaningful, not to those who are endlessly, unconditionally available. In other words, the more desperately you chase someone's attention, the less valuable that attention becomes in their eyes, and the less valuable you begin to feel in your own. Marcus Aurelius spent his entire reign as emperor dealing with people who betrayed him, abandoned his trust, and used their proximity to him for personal gain. Yet he wrote something in his private journal that he never intended anyone to read. He wrote that we suffer not because of what happens to us, but because of the meaning we give to what happens. Think about that. The person who ignored your message did not reduce your value. The person who walked away did not make you less worthy. But the story you created afterward might have. You started asking questions that were never really about them. Am I not enough? Was I too much? Why wasn't I worth staying for? And suddenly, another person's choices became evidence against your own value. But that connection between their behavior and your worth was never real. You made it, and you can unmake it. But here's the part nobody talks about. Chasing people is rarely about them. If you are completely honest with yourself, what you are really chasing is proof. Proof that you are lovable. Proof that you matter. Proof that you are enough. And that is why it hurts so much. Because no person can give you that proof permanently. Someone can choose you today and leave tomorrow. Someone can love you for years and still change. If your self-worth lives inside another person's decision to stay, then your peace will always be hostage to something you cannot control. And the tragedy is this: the more you abandon yourself for someone else, the less like yourself you become. You slowly trade away the very things that made you worth knowing in the first place. Your opinions, your boundaries, your sense of direction, all in exchange for temporary closeness with someone who may not even notice the sacrifice you are making. The truth is that the right people will never require you to abandon yourself in order to keep them. They won't need to be convinced to care. They won't need to be chased through unanswered messages and one-sided conversations. They will show up consistently, not perfectly, but consistently, and you will feel the difference immediately, because being with them will not cost you yourself. And the moment you truly understand that, something shifts. You stop staring at the closed door. You stop running after people who keep walking away, and for the first time in a long time, you turn around. Behind you are opportunities you ignored because you were too busy chasing one person. Behind you are friendships you neglected, dreams you abandoned, a version of yourself that has been patiently waiting for you to finally come back. The person you are chasing may feel like everything right now, but the peace you are sacrificing for them is not a small thing. It is your actual life, and you were never meant to spend your life running after people who keep choosing distance. You were meant to build a life so full, so meaningful, and so grounded in your own worth that you no longer need anyone else to complete it. So stop chasing. Not out of anger, not out of pride. Stop because you finally understand something powerful. The love, the validation, the peace you were searching for in someone else's hands. It was never there to begin with. It was always yours. Turn around. Walk back towards yourself. And you may discover that the person you've been trying so hard to keep was causing you to lose the one person you could never afford to lose.